You do not overtrade because you lack discipline. You overtrade because sitting still feels like losing. Let me say that again so it lands. You are not clicking the buy button because you see a setup. You are clicking it because doing nothing makes you feel like you are falling behind, like the market is moving without you, like every green candle you watch without a position is money you are leaving on the table. And that feeling, that urgent, restless, almost physical need to act is the single most expensive emotion in trading. I, Mark Douglas, have spent decades sitting across from traders exactly like you. Traders who had profitable strategies, who had studied for months or years, who could point to the charts and explain exactly what they should have done after the fact. And yet, day after day, they took 20 trades when they should have taken 3. They entered positions they knew were marginal. They chased moves they had already missed. And when I asked them why, the answer was almost always the same. They could not stand doing nothing. They felt guilty sitting in front of their screens without a position. They believed, at a level they were not even conscious of, that being in the market was the same thing as working, and that belief was bleeding them dry. And here is the part that should unsettle you. Most of those traders never saw the pattern. They told themselves every day was different, every extra trade had a reason, every impulse was a real opportunity. They could not see their own behavior because they were living inside it. Your trading results are downstream of your beliefs and your emotional state in the moment, not your analysis. And unless you have a way to capture what you are actually feeling and doing in real time, you will keep repeating the pattern without ever recognizing it. That is exactly why something like the Speculator's Journal exists, to give you a way to finally see the emotional loops you cannot see from inside them. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. But for now, stay with me, because what I am about to walk you through will change how you think about every trade you take this week. Today, I am going to give you a system to break this pattern. Not a tip, not advice to just trade less, a structured 7-day protocol that rewires your relationship with action and inaction. A system that does not require willpower, because willpower is exactly what has been failing you. It requires structure, and I am going to walk you through every single day of it. But before we get there, you need to understand exactly why you overtrade, not the surface reason, but the real one. Let me tell you what your typical day looks like, and you tell me if I am wrong. You wake up, you open your charts. The market has not opened yet, but you are already scanning. You are looking for setups, but what you are really doing is looking for a reason to trade, because you have decided, before the session even begins, that today you are going to make money. Not that today you might find one good opportunity. You have decided you are going to be active. You are going to earn your seat. The market opens. Maybe the first 30 minutes are quiet. Nothing triggers. And already you feel it, a low-grade anxiety, a restlessness in your chest. You start widening your criteria. That pullback is close enough. That level is sort of holding. You tell yourself this is a real trade, but somewhere underneath, you know it is not your best setup. You know you are reaching, but you take it anyway, because the alternative is sitting there watching. Now the trade goes against you. Maybe you take the loss quickly. Maybe you move your stop. Either way, the moment that trade closes, something happens inside you. You do not pause. You do not step back. You look for the next trade immediately, because now you are down. And being down and doing nothing feels even worse than being flat and doing nothing. So you take another trade, and another. And by the end of the day, you have taken 8 or 12 or 15 trades, and your account is smaller, and you feel that familiar combination of frustration and shame that has become the background noise of your trading life. How many times has that happened? Not once. Not twice. Every week. Maybe every day. And here is what I need you to understand. You are not stupid. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are running a program, an unconscious set of beliefs about what it means to be a trader, and that program is executing perfectly. The problem is not that the program is malfunctioning. The problem is that the program itself is wrong. Mark Douglas observed this pattern in nearly every struggling trader he worked with over the years. The behavior looked different on the surface. Some traders chased momentum, some revenge traded, some just clicked compulsively out of boredom, but underneath, the operating belief was identical. They all believed that their job was to trade, not to wait, not to observe, not to be selective, to trade, to act, to do something. And until that belief changes, no rule you write on a sticky note will hold. You will override every rule you set because the belief underneath is louder than the rule on top. So if the problem is a belief, then the solution cannot be a surface level rule like only take 3 trades a day. That rule will last about 2 days before your unconscious mind finds a way around it. The solution has to restructure how you experience inaction itself. And that is exactly what this 7-day system does. Here is the lie you have been operating under, probably for your entire trading career. You believe that opportunity equals action. You believe that when you see a possible setup, you should take it. Because what if it works? What if this is the one? What if you miss it and it runs 200 points without you? That fear, the fear of missing a move, is not a trading instinct. It is a survival instinct running in the wrong environment. In every other area of your life, acting on opportunity makes sense. If a job opens up, you apply. If a sale appears, you buy. If a ball comes your way, you swing. Your brain has spent your entire life learning one lesson. See opportunity, act on opportunity. And that lesson will destroy you in the markets. Because the market is not a scarcity environment. Setups do not run out. There will be another one tomorrow. And the day after, and the day after that. The market will be here next week and next month and next year, generating opportunities with perfect indifference to whether you participate or not. Mark Douglas built his entire philosophy around this understanding that the market is a continuous stream of probabilistic events, and your job is not to capture all of them. Your job is to engage with the ones that match your edge, with the correct size, in the correct emotional state, and to let everything else pass. Not reluctantly, not with regret, with absolute neutrality, because the trade you skip is not a missed opportunity. It is proof that you understand probability. This is the paradigm shift. Your job is not to trade. Your job is to wait, and then only when your specific conditions are met to execute. And the 7-day system I am about to give you is designed to train that exact capacity, not through willpower, through repetition, through structure, through a graduated process that rewires how your brain experiences inaction. Let me walk you through each day, and I need you to commit to this fully, not halfway, not I will try it, but if I see a really good trade, I will take it. Fully. 7 days. That is all I am asking. 7 days to change a pattern that has been costing you for months or years. Let me start with days 1 and 2. I call this the observation phase. This is non-negotiable. On days 1 and 2, you do not trade. Not a single trade, not even a small one. You open your charts at your usual time. You sit in front of your screens. You watch the market exactly as you normally would, but you do not place a single order. Now I know what you are thinking. You are thinking this is a waste of time. You are thinking you already know what it feels like to watch the market. But you do not, because you have never watched the market without the intention to trade. Every time you have sat in front of your screens before, you were scanning for entries. You were a hunter looking for prey. On days 1 and 2, you are not a hunter. You are a scientist. You are observing, not stalking. Here is exactly what you do. You open a blank document or a notebook, and every single time you feel the urge to trade, every time you see a candle and your finger twitches toward the mouse, every time a setup starts to form and your pulse quickens, you write down 3 things. What you saw on the chart, what you felt in your body, and what you told yourself. Let me give you an example. The market pulls back to a level you have been watching. You feel a tightening in your chest. You think, this is going to bounce. I should get in now before it runs. You write, price touched the 4,480 support area. Felt urgency, tightness in chest. Told myself I would miss the move if I did not act. That is it. You do not analyze whether the trade would have worked. That is irrelevant. What matters is that you are creating a record of your impulse patterns. You are stepping outside the behavior for the first time and looking at it from the outside. Most traders have never done this. They have never separated the seeing from the acting. Their whole trading experience is compressed into one instant: see, feel, click. Days 1 and 2 stretch that instant into 3 distinct steps: see, feel, record. And that gap, that tiny space between impulse and action, is where everything changes. By the end of day 2, you will have a list. And that list will shock you, because you will see how many of your impulses had nothing to do with your strategy. They were emotional reactions dressed up as analysis. You will see the same feelings repeating: urgency, fear of missing out, boredom, restlessness, triggering the same rationalizations over and over. That list is more valuable than any trade you could have taken those 2 days. But there is something even more important than the list itself, and it is what happens next. Now let me talk about days 3 and 4. I call this the selection filter. On days 3 and 4, you are allowed to trade, but with one constraint that is going to feel almost painful. You may trade only one setup. One. Not your 3 best setups. Not your A and B tier. One. You choose it before the market opens, you write it down, and that is the only pattern you are permitted to act on for the entire session. This is non-negotiable. Here is why this matters. Overtrading thrives on optionality. The more setups you allow yourself to look for, the more reasons your brain manufactures to click. Every slight pattern, every almost setup, becomes close enough when you have 6 different strategies you are scanning for. By reducing your menu to one, exactly one, you eliminate the brain's ability to rationalize marginal trades. There is no, well, it is not my primary setup, but it does fit my secondary criteria. There is no secondary criteria. There is one setup, and everything else is not a trade. Period. I know what you are thinking. You are thinking you will miss profitable trades. You are thinking that restricting yourself to one setup means leaving money on the table. And you are right. You will miss trades. Some of them will be winners. And that is the entire point. Because what you are training here is not profit maximization. You are training selectivity. You are training your brain to watch a profitable setup develop and do nothing, because it is not your setup today. And that skill, the ability to watch opportunity pass without acting, is worth more than any single trade you will ever take. Here is how you execute this. Before the market opens, you write one sentence. Today, I trade only bullish engulfing candles on the 15-minute chart at the daily support level, or whatever your one setup is. That sentence is your contract. You tape it to your monitor, and everything that does not match that exact description is invisible to you. On days 3 and 4, you also cap your trades at 2 per session. Not 3, not 4. 2 maximum, but only if 2 qualifying setups actually appear. If 0 appear, you take 0. If 1 appears, you take 1. You do not manufacture a second trade to fill a quota. And after each trade, or at the end of the session, if you took no trades, you answer 3 questions in your journal. What was I feeling before I took this trade? Did this trade match my written contract exactly? Would I take this exact same trade again tomorrow? That third question is the one that matters most, because it forces you to evaluate the trade on process, not outcome. A losing trade that matches your contract and that you would take again tomorrow is a perfect trade. A winning trade that violated your contract is a failure, regardless of what your account balance says. This kind of structured self-observation is what separates traders who actually improve from traders who repeat the same year 10 times. And it is where something like the Speculator's Journal goes from being a nice idea to a genuine advantage. It tracks your emotional patterns and recurring mistakes over time, so you can see what you could never see in real time. Whether you use it or pen and paper, the principle is the same. You must record what you feel, not just what you traded. There is a link in the description if you want to explore it, but the principle is what matters right now. Let me keep going. Now let me talk about days 5 and 6. This is where the system gets difficult and where the real rewiring happens. I call this the execution contract. Everything from days 3 and 4 remains in place. One setup, 2 trades maximum, the written contract, the journal. But now I am adding one more rule, and this rule is going to make you uncomfortable. When you see your setup, you do not trade it immediately. You wait 10 minutes. This is non-negotiable. You see your engulfing candle form at your daily level. Your pulse quickens, your hand moves toward the mouse, and you stop. You set a timer for 10 minutes, and you sit. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking the trade will be gone in 10 minutes. You are thinking the market will move without you. And sometimes it will. Sometimes that setup will trigger and run while you sit there watching your timer count down. And that is fine, Because the purpose of this rule is not to get you a better entry. The purpose is to insert a space between impulse and action. A long, uncomfortable, deliberate space. And in that space, something extraordinary happens. You start to feel the impulse for what it really is. Not a signal, not a rational assessment, a craving, an itch, a wave of emotional urgency that has nothing to do with probability and everything to do with your need to act. And the more you sit with that feeling without acting on it, the weaker it becomes. Not on the first day, maybe not even on the second, but over time, the urgency loses its grip. You start to realize that the feeling passes, that the sky does not fall when you do nothing, that inaction is not passive, it is the most active decision you can make. Think of it like this. A professional sniper does not fire every time a target appears in the scope. A professional sniper waits for the exact conditions, wind, distance, breathing, stability, and only then squeezes the trigger. The waiting is not inaction. The waiting is the skill, and trading is the same. The ability to sit with a perfect-looking setup and wait 10 minutes before acting is the difference between a professional and an amateur. The amateur fires as soon as the target appears. The professional waits. After the 10 minutes, if the setup is still valid, you take the trade. If it has moved past your entry, you let it go. No chasing, no adjusting. If the trade is gone, the trade is gone. There will be another one. By the end of day 6, you will notice something that might surprise you. You are calmer, not because the market changed, not because your strategy improved, because you changed. You have created evidence through your own direct experience that you can feel the urge to trade and choose not to. That you can watch the market move without you and feel nothing. And that evidence is more powerful than any belief I could hand you, because you generated it yourself. Now let me talk about day 7. This is the final day, and you do not trade at all. This is your review day, and it is arguably the most important day of the entire system. On day 7, you go back through everything you recorded during the week, every impulse log from days 1 and 2, every journal entry from days 3 through 6, and you score yourself on one metric only. Not profit, not win rate, not how many points you captured, adherence. You ask yourself 5 questions. How many times did I follow the system perfectly? How many times did I wait the full 10 minutes? How many times did I trade only my one setup? How many times did I stop at 2 trades? How many times did I journal honestly? You give yourself a score out of 10, and that score is the only number that matters this week. This is the paradigm shift in action. You are redefining what a successful week looks like. A week where you followed the system perfectly and lost money is a 10 out of 10. A week where you broke the rules and made money is a failure. Because you are not measuring results. You are measuring the process that produces results over time. I know what you are thinking. You are thinking this sounds idealistic. You are thinking that at the end of the day, your account balance is what pays the bills. And you are right eventually. Your account balance is the scorecard. But here is what you are missing. The account balance is an output. You do not control outputs. You control inputs. And the input is your behavior. If your behavior is consistent, if you follow a system with a genuine edge, and if you execute that system without deviation over hundreds of trades, the output takes care of itself. It has to. That is how probability works. Think of a casino. The casino does not care about any single hand of blackjack. The casino does not celebrate when a player loses or panic when a player wins. The casino knows that the edge plays out over volume. And the casino's only job is to keep dealing the cards according to the rules. Your job is the same. Keep executing according to the rules. The math handles the rest. So let me bring this together. 7 days. Here is what you commit to. Days 1 and 2, you watch the market. You do not trade.